Hey there, friends. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you all had a nice weekend. Great weather here. We are having a fall for a change, and highs in the mid 60s, low in the mid 40s, and I am loving it. Went to Pensacola yesterday, and when I got back, I was laying on the couch reading a little bit. I'm continuing to read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or I'm rereading it, and I'm getting kind of towards the end. And I'm kind of dragging along, if you might notice, because I've shared other things from the book. And one thing is especially when I reread a book, I don't necessarily read it all the way through in one, quickly. Like I'll ponder on things for a while. And this one hit me yesterday because this kind of sums up everything that I've kind of been working on. Some of the themes, y'all excuse the dogs next door. They get a little worked up when I'm on the back deck. But no, this just summarized what I've been really, the main point that I've been getting out of this book. Just a different way of looking at things. And I just thought I would share it with you a little bit. You've got a little bit of an idea because you've seen the title. This is actually chapter 9 of the book, The Power of Now. And it's called Beyond Happiness and Unhappiness, There is Peace. And it's talking about the higher good beyond good and bad. And one of the things I like about the format of this book is I don't know if this was a real person giving him questions, but he has questions throughout the book. Like there's somebody asking, about these things and he's explaining them. So the question here is there a difference between happiness and inner peace? Have you ever really thought about that before? It's easy to kind of equate those two words, to think of them, well, aren't they pretty much the same? Not necessarily. Is there a difference between happiness and inner peace? And he says, yes. Happiness depends on conditions being perceived as positive. Inner peace does not. And then the guy, whoever is asking the questions, asks this question: is it not possible to attract only positive conditions into our life? If our attitude and our thinking are always possibles, we would manifest only positive events and situations, wouldn't we? Do you truly know what is positive and what is negative? Do you have the whole picture? There have been many people for whom limitation, failure, loss, illness, or pain in whatever form turned out to be their greatest teacher. It taught them to let go of false self-images and superficial, ego-dictated goals and desires. It gave them depth, humility, and compassion. It made them more real. Whenever anything negative happens to you, there's a deep lesson concealed within it, although you might not see it at the time. Even a brief illness or an accident can show you what is real and unreal in your life, what ultimately matters and what doesn't. Seen from a higher perspective, conditions are always positive. That's a tough one. That one needs a little explanation. To be more precise, they are neither positive or negative. They are as they are. And when you live in complete acceptance of what is, which is the only same way to live, there is no good or bad in your life anymore. There is only a higher good, which includes the bad. Seen from the perspective of the mind, however, there is a good, bad, like, dislike, love, hate. And then another question. This sounds to me like denial and self-deception. When something dreadful happens to me or someone close to me, accident, illness, pain of some kind, or death, I can't pretend that it isn't bad, but the fact remains that it is bad, so why deny it? You're not pretending anything. You're allowing it to be as it is, that's all. This allowing to be takes you beyond the mind with its resistance patterns that create the positive-negative polarities. It is an essential aspect of forgiveness. Forgiveness of the present is even more important than forgiveness of the past. If you forgive every moment, allow it to be as it is, there will be no accumulation of resentment that needs to be forgiven at some time later. Remember that we are not talking about happiness here. For example, when a loved one has just died or you feel your own death approaching, you cannot be happy. It's impossible. But you can be at peace. There may be sadness and tears, but provided that you have relinquished resistance, underneath the sadness you will feel a deep serenity, a stillness, a sacred presence. This is the emanation of being. This is inner peace, the good that has no opposite. Which, once again, when you talk like this, sometimes people take it to be just accepting what is, or denying reality, or not feeling your feelings, such as when somebody dies or when something is happening to you. It's not about that. It's just about, like he said, acceptance of what is. I've mentioned before here, I pray the Serenity Prayer. I don't necessarily pray it every single day, but over the course of a week, I pray it maybe 5 days out of the week. And that's all that really is. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the things I cannot change, the courage to accept the things I can, and the serenity, or the wisdom to know the difference. If I'm not actually saying the whole thing, I get it mixed up, but you get the picture. It's about accepting. Change what you can, but accept what you can't change, and just you have to deal with it, because it's the turmoil, it's the not accepting of it that causes the majority of our suffering. But anyhow, like I say, this reread, another reason I like to reread it slow is I tend to take more of these little nuggets. I tend to really grasp the lesson of it when I take it slow. And just it's neither here nor there, but if any of you are readers, when I finish this, and I'm probably going to finish this book by the end of the week, I'm about to read a book by Rupert Spira. I'm also reading a lot and kind of delving into a lot of things with non-dualism right now, and he's a good teacher, author on this. I forget what it's something, the book is about aware of being aware. It's a great book on meditation. It's a great book on kind of explaining it all. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and when you hit that subscribe button, click on that little bell, because people are telling me for some reason that my videos haven't been showing up on their timeline. So do that, and y'all have a great week. Peace.